Hey, what's good, guys? What's good? Today is another day in our course for independent publishing. That's how we're going to do it. All right, so if you notice today, there's no PowerPoint, right? And that's not a feature, that's not a bug, all right? That's something that's expected because we're going to be sharing screens and you're gonna actually be able to see where I'm going for my artists. All right, this is an artist class. This class to find out how you find your artists. Wait 1 second. You can't hear me now. You have that one. I can hear clearly. I can hear clearly. Well, first of all, let me just say this: talent cannot be found local if you're serious about working. All right, unless you work at a major city, the last likelihood you're finding local talent will be extremely difficult. On top of that, the rates will be higher. All right, since we're all new, right? All you guys are new writers. You need to try to save a buck anywhere you can. All right, which means you need to hire people who are basically young or people who are overseas. All right. Absolutely, especially if you're in a major city. And when I say local, I mean in the United States, all right? Because second you get out of the United States, you get to some other countries, price dramatically drops, but the quality goes up. So in other words, what you could pay somebody $100 per page for in the United States is significantly less quality than what you could pay someone $100 per page in the Philippines would do. Way different quality. It wouldn't even be comparable. You understand? So what we're going to do this class is basically we're going to go over a couple of places online where you can find artists, how to find them, and how to vet them. All right. So that's the main thing, right? First, we got to vet our artists, right? How do you vet an artist, right? How do you find an artist? And what's it called? A lot of you guys basically tell me, right? I don't know where to find artists, right? You say, oh man, I don't know where to find them and all this other stuff. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to go and basically teach you guys how to find artists, right? Now, I'm even giving you a secret channel that I use to find artists whenever I want something like concepts or something like that done. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this. All right. So first things first. Please, in the comment section, tell me about what it is that is your biggest struggle when it comes to finding talent that can work with you. Leave it in the comment section, okay? Okay, so one of the things that I've heard is Guts Masterson says I would check DeviantArt and Pixiv. All right, there's a couple places you can find artists, but it's very very difficult to navigate. Okay. One thing I always tell people is when we're looking at things, right? People say, "Hey, I can't get a quick response from my artist." All right. So what I say a quick response is 24 hours. All right. 24 hours is a quick response. The reason why I say that is because Some people, right, if you hire somebody, especially in the Far East, they are literally 12 hours on the other side of the clock. All right. So if you message them at 8 o'clock in the morning, they might not get it till 8 o'clock at night because they're asleep or something like that, you know? So, so you have to give that window of opportunity for them to respond. But the way you really vet people is when you give them really small jobs that don't cost much money, right? And you set specific goals for that job, right? And if they do it right by either A, responding to you appropriately, B, hitting that milestone that you had set for them, and C, being a person who is not too bad with criticism or whatever, and then you got a potential for a nice artist to use for your project, you know? But it's a vetting process. You can't go and just hire somebody and give them 20 pages of work, you know? You can't trust people like that. You gotta make them prove themselves, all right? Because there's plenty of people who will flake on you. And if they flake on you, you gotta remember that if you only paid them to do one page, right? Or if you only paid them to do a concept page, right? Which basically means that they're charging, their normal rate is, let's say, $60 a page, right? And you say, hey, I'll give you $30 for a page in which I can't use legally. I just want to see if you can do a page in a specific amount of time, right? Because I have 40 pages to make, and I want an artist who will be able to actually stay on schedule, you know? And from that, they'll be like, all right, let me go and do this to show you that I can handle the entire job, right? And you're testing them. You know, that's the process. We have to test people, right? So let's see, what other buttons do we have? You say, I found artists I like to work with, but they don't respond to my emails. Yeah, a lot of people just don't respond to emails. That's just normal, all right? This course right here has 5,000 emails collected, right? And at any given point in time, I have 300 opens on an email. So that's less than 10%. You know, so that's what's up. People just don't respond. Let's see. Will testing people always cost money? No, not necessarily. You can sometimes get away with a free test, but it's not likely for people who have talent, all right? People who have talent value their time, all right? And people who have talent and skill and a big body of work, they don't really feel like they need to test anything. So if you are going to test them, right, you have to pay them. Now, you don't have to pay them the full rate that they're used to, but they don't want to do no damn free test, all right? Free tests are only for people who don't have a huge body of work that they could easily reference. You know, that's the first thing you're going to ask somebody is, hey, what's the body of work? What have you done? Where's your portfolio? And if they can show you a badass portfolio, you have to start paying something to get them to go and do any kind of test for you. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, let's start off, right? First of all, if you guys care about social media at all, right? Then let's talk about that, right? First of all, I always tell people, people never recruit for artists on social media, which is funny to me because I'd be like, why not? All the artists are over there begging for commission rates, and you're not contacting them at all, right? So this is something that you definitely need to do. So the first thing is, let's go and look at Instagram. By the way, I don't talk about Facebook because Facebook sucks. All right, Facebook has gone to the hell. There's no point using it as far as anything related to work. So let's talk about Instagram, where basically everybody hangs out. All right, so let's share some screens. All right, let's go to my live scene. Bam, 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 bam. And I am here. All right, so first things first, let's go to Nubiamancy. All right, so Nubiamancy, this is a page right here. on Instagram. All right. If you haven't followed this yet, right, and this is specifically for black artists, right? But if you're looking for something that's not black, then you just go to a different type of this page. All right. So look at their description, right? Nubiamancy is a fantasy, sci-fi, and horror art medium platform and film production company. Turn on notifications, blah blah blah. Right. But the real important thing is the content they post. So the content that Nubiamancy posts, they're basically an art curator, okay? They go around and they look for stuff from black artists or people who are just doing black art, right? It might be some guy who's Hispanic or Asian or white, it doesn't matter. If they're doing black art though, they put them up. So what they do is they do something like this. You see the art and then they tag the illustrators, all right? You see that right there? Oh, look at that. Before it was cool. Illustrated by Onyx Temple, right? So when we look at this, we say, oh, look at that. This guy was amazing. Let's go see what's he's doing. Boom, I go to his page, right? This is Onyx Temple's page, all right? Now, if you look over here, most artists will tell you right off the bat. They say commissions open or commissions closed. This person right here who has all this amazing work, their commissions are closed, so you can't get them. All right. However, you can still ask them and see if they're gonna have commissions opened again. All right. This is the easiest way to vet people because their Instagram accounts have so much of their work. You don't have to say, hey, what have you done before? You just scroll down their page and you see all the stuff they've done in different styles and different methods. Blah blah blah. It's all right there. All right. If you need any more questions, you just straight up message them. I'm sure they'll love it. If they have a lot of followers, so this one has 2,000 followers. Very approachable. That's a person you can approach and message them and they'll respond. All right? They have 200,000 followers. You're never going to be able to afford them. All right? You might as well not even start that conversation because they have too much things going on already. All right? Let's try another one. Okay? So we checked that one. Let's see if we can find another one that's maybe cool. Let's see. Let's say if we want to have some children's books, right? So we gotta have something that's very kiddie. Let's see. We find a very kiddie art style. Most of these art styles on this particular page tends to be a little older, right? But this doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? There's other curator pages that also do stuff like this, where basically all they do is they vet a whole bunch of people on Instagram and then repost their stuff. That was pretty dope. See, that's dope right there. See, this one right here is Kung Fu is Dead by Rocket Boy Art. When we click on Rocket Boy Art stuff, look at all the things we see, right? They do art, animation, and some kick-ass martial arts moves, all right? This is I'd assume this guy is a black dude in Japan. All right. Yeah. And look at his style. See how stylized it is? This is actually pretty dope. All right. He doesn't say whether he does commissions or not, but most likely from stuff that I'm seeing in his page, he does commissions for concepts only. All right. That's what it looks like. Whole bunch of concepts. Okay. Let's see what else here. Yep, and he has a paint style, right? So if you like paint style, watercolor style, boom, you got a good one right there. All right, and that's basically what you see when you do Instagram. All right, that's how you do it. You go to a curator page or something like that. You hit the like button on a whole bunch of posts you like. All right, the actual images that you like. And what happens is the algorithm of Instagram will start showing you more pictures similar to this. So if I went here and then I went to his thing and I said, oh man, I just love this picture right here. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh my God, it's so cool. Right? And then I press the like button and I keep doing that with other artists that I happen to like for my work. They'll start showing me artists that I've never seen before randomly in my search, in my Explore tab. All right? So use this tool. It's amazing. It curates itself. It freaking gets you stuff automatically. All right. Now let's go back here and let's talk about that. All right, so basically, what do you guys think of that? Instagram, that's the first platform we went over. How do you feel about Instagram and finding artists? You see what I'm saying though? It's not hard. It automatically does it, all right? All you have to do is not like big booty posts, all right? All you got to do is when you go on Instagram, don't go and like the girls in the bikinis, or don't go and like the messy stuff from the shade room talking about gossip. And I guarantee you, your Explore tab will have quite a bit of artists pop up from time to time, so you can find more artists that you never even knew existed. All right, and they take commissions. They do, and it's a great tool. All right, so let's move on to the next platform. Next platform we're going to be using is Fiverr. All right, Fiverr is actually pretty dope. So let's go ahead and let's go pull that up. So bam, and we'll go to Fiverr. All right. So this is Fiverr. All right. Fiverr is actually pretty cool because basically you can actually write exactly what you're looking for. So, unlike other things, we have to use hashtags. You know, you can't really be very specific on what you're looking for work. You actually say exactly what you need, and most likely, you're going to find a whole bunch of qualified people to do it. So, here's a good example, right? This is my search for comic pages, all right? This is what I came up with when I put in here straight up comic page, all right? No, I ain't joining nothing yet. But here it is, right? I put comic page in. Look at this. I will draw an amazing comic page for you. I will draw an amazing comic page in your style, with style you want. I will create a comic or manga page with art style, blah, 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 blah. You'll see all these rates and stuff like that. Basically, it depends on what country they're from, where the rate seems reasonable or not, all right? Somebody says $10 a page. You need to be very skeptical about that, all right? But if it's $40 and up, most likely they're legit, all right? But you still got to go and look into their stuff. So let's go and look, right? We create your comic. Who's we? Looks like they have an entire team of people that they work comics on. Now look at this. This is important in Fiverr. How many orders are in queue? Do you see that right there? That part? That's important. The reason why that's important is because that means that if you do get a job from this person, they got 10 more orders to go before they ever get to yours, all right? However, they've done a lot of jobs, so maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe they have a real team there that's going to knock stuff out. Look how they organize their tiers. So basic, a detailed pencil drawing of each panel, maximum 6 panels. All right, so they're saying a page in their comic for 6 panels would be $50, all right? You see this? It says one figure, 6 panels, high resolution. All right. Next one is standard, right? Standard is inks, all right? A detailed, fully inked page with backgrounds in black and white. Maximum 6 panels. 10-day delivery, 2 revisions, all right? Now, first of all, whenever I'm vetting any job, right? If I'm vetting a job, right? And I'm trying to figure out how long something's going to take, right? This is super important right here. 10-day delivery. I talk to them. I send direct messages to them. And I make sure that 10-day delivery does not include me. All right? I make sure that, hey, I love your style. I love everything you're doing about this. But if you're going to work for me and you're going to do 20 pages, you're going to do them a lot faster than a $10-day delivery date for each page. Since it's a bulk order, I expect each page to be done every 3 days. All right. This is something very important you need to understand whenever you're dealing with people on Fiverr. They tell you exactly what you're going to get, and you better be able to explain to them what's going to happen. All right? So look, you see this right here about this gig. Bam, they tell you all these questions about what they actually do and what they have. They have recommendations for you for people who are similar to them. All right? Let's see what we got here. They tell you some background, whether they've been there for a while, right? You want to make sure that they've been there for a while. They have reviews, real reviews, not no freaking bullcrap reviews. All right? So you go over here and you read their reviews. You have a whole bunch of other people as well, see? Look, this guy right here, the W Mart Studio, that's the person we're looking at right now. They also do this. They do, I will draw any illustration of your choice. I will draw a caricature of anyone you want. I will draw anyone as a Disney character. I will design any type of logo. Basically, I guarantee you what this is this is a company similar to Print Ninja that basically has a whole bunch of artists on hand, right? And they vet these artists so that the artists are extremely skilled, right? And they go and they hire these artists to do work, because that's how come they have so many different specific narrow niches that they're focusing on, all right? And what it means is that most likely they have a lot of jobs on their hands at any given time, but they also have a wide array of skill. So you always look for that. When you look at something for someone, you see whether I said other gigs by this person, all right? If they have a whole bunch of other gigs, most likely it's a company, not necessarily one person, all right? This is important when it comes to negotiating, right? Companies don't negotiate. They tend to just say, hey, these are our rates, period. I don't care what you say. All right, let's look at somebody else. Let's look at one of these $10 people, right? So this one right here says it's $10, right? If you look, you can actually look at different type of pages they've done, right? What they've gone through, bam, bam, bam. What does it say? Detailed sketch of your manga comic page, right? And that is a maximum of 6 panels, all right? Sketch and ink. So for ink page is $30. See? So it wasn't really $10 wasn't necessarily bad because it was just a sketch. It's a sketch of your manga page. That's not good. I don't need no damn sketches. I need real work, right? Then we have the fully inked and detailed black and white, right? Manga comic pages. That's for $30, right? And the complete comic page. That means inks, tones, special effects, and dialogue for $40 at a 5-day delivery speed. That's not that bad, you know? It's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. You see this stuff right here when they say like level 2, level 3? That's achievements that they've made in Fiverr, right? That qualifies them as somebody who's actually authentic, all right? Because they know that some people come on there, get a whole bunch of jobs, and then just run away, right? They don't ever do the jobs. So when you're looking at that, level 2, level 3, whatever, right? That's a great way in order to get it, right? Average response time, 2 hours. So it takes 2 hours to get an answer from this guy most of the time, all right? And you have all these options up here, right? Bam, bam, bam. Look at that. Do you see that right there? This is important, all right? This right here is super important. You can get premium pages right now for $40 for a 5-day delivery. But if you pay this guy $55 per page, you can get it in 3 days. And that means that for $55, you can get pages similar. Let's get these pages up. So pages similar to this, right? For 55, well, not that one, but stuff like this, you know, real renders, real freaking manga pages, $55 each, 3-day delivery per page, right? Forever, in perpetuity, right? You don't even have to really negotiate that much past that point. That's a pretty reasonable rate and a pretty reasonable turnaround time, all right? So, great client to pick if you're ever planning on making a manga or a comic, all right? Doesn't matter which one you want to do. Let's say I want to be specific, right? How about, what's a very specific thing? Let's say Disney children book. I don't know. Disney children's book. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I'm just gonna say that. All right. Oh, what do you know? See how ridiculously specific my search term was? Disney children's book. What happens? I find someone like this, and I'll find a whole bunch of other people like this who draw in Disney style. All right. Now, just remember, these people on Fiverr are from around the world. All right. So these people are not necessarily expensive, but they're still good. All right. They're still good at what they do. Now, the thing about this person that I don't trust, right, is that 3-month delivery was the last time they delivered a job. So the hell with them, right? Nope, we're not going to deal with them. You see those red flags? They exist, and you got to be careful about that. But let's say someone else. Let's try. Here's illustrations for a book cover, all right, of a children's book. So you can do stuff like that, but no jobs. And this is the most important part. Whenever you're looking for stuff, you have to make sure that they have jobs under their belt. My easiest way of doing this is just looking for reviews. If they don't have any reviews in their stuff, they're brand new, and you should never trust anyone who's brand new, period. All right. This one, I'll turn you into a Disney character. This person's done a hell of a lot of work. A hell of a lot of work. You see this right here? 424 things. They can do full body illustrations, but most importantly, I think this person has other gigs. See, that's important. So what we found here, right? We stumbled upon her page, and she says, "I will turn you into a Disney style character," right? Not much. It's just making a portrait for you, right? Not that bad. Look at this. Average response time, 13 hours. Most people probably talk to her at night, and she wakes up in the morning and gets the answer. All right, so 13 hours is normal for somebody who's that long. She's been around forever. All right, 2014. She's been around. All right, look at that. This costs $25, but for a 3-day delivery, it's $15. Still not that bad, but that's just portraits. What else does she do? She also says, "I will make a cartoon or any illustration. I will turn you into a cute chibi character. I will turn you into an Archie comic style. I will do all these things," right? These are things that she's done as well. So let's look at this one, right? Because this is the one we kind of want to see for, let's say, a children's book, right? Look at that right there. Look at how we do this, right? This adorable work, right? This is adorable work, right? And this is what they do. This is what she does, right? And look at how many reviews she has in total, right? This one might have 121 reviews, right? Which is this specific gig, right? One of her jobs. However, if you look over here, her reviews on her actual profile is 653. So Fiverr is amazing, very specific, right? International people, so definitely ask them what their turnaround times and everything else in the actual conversation with them before you ever begin. But it's really easy. All you gotta do is test them out on one page, and all you gotta do is pay $25. If you want to wait 7 days, just pay $25 for them to do basically a page for you. All right. All right. So that's that. Let's go back to YouTube. So let me go and pull this back up. Bam, bam, bam. Whoop. All right. Let me read those comments. What do you think about Fiverr? Yep, R Squared Games makes a very valid point. It says, "I use Fiverr for a few things. It's a great tool, but in my experience, it's best to make a small order first to make sure that the contract is on the same page as you." Absolutely, 100%. If you don't ever give nobody big jobs, they don't even accept really big jobs. So you can order like 20 gigs in a row yourself, right? But for the most part, you just say, "Hey, let's test this out. If it's right, I'll go." You say, "I'll do a big contract to you and I want a bulk price." You know what I'm saying? All right, let's move on to the next one, all right? let's see here. Let's see. Let me get rid of this one. Let me get, oh, okay. Here we go. So let's go and get into Upwork. All right. Upwork's really good if you're looking for technicalities. All right. So let's go and pull that up. Boom. Upwork. Upwork is great when you're looking for technical stuff. So we're looking like cover design, stuff like that. The one problem we have with Upwork is that you basically have to talk to them in order to get their portfolio. They're not going to have their portfolio on their thing, right? But what you will see, you got to turn US only off, all right? Because US only is one of the things that they have on default, right? They basically try to say, hey, use these people because they're Americans. But that doesn't really matter to us. You know, we're looking for artists. So when you're going down your list, you're looking down, it says e-cover, book cover, brochure, flyer, and poster designs, graphic design, user interface, animation, book layout, typesetting, formatting, cover design, all these things, graphic design, web design, Illustrator, right? These are the things you have to look for. That's the most important things about them. One, what is their hourly rate? It's just an estimation of how much they value their time, okay? They're not going to charge the hourly rate. You can set your own budget on Upwork. Whereas Fiverr, you can't set your own budget. They tell you exactly how much a gig costs. You pay for the gig. That's it. No negotiations. When it comes to Upwork, you say, hey, my budget is this much. Do you want to work for it? And they say, sure, why not? You know? You got to look at, first of all, how much money have they earned? What is the job success rate, right? And how much they make per hour. Now, the reason why you look at this in combination is because, first of all, job success rate means they took a job and then they finished it successfully, all right? How much money they earned, right? Look at that. It says they took in 45 jobs and 51 hours worked throughout those jobs, all right? So he's still fairly new to the platform, but he has done a lot of jobs and made some decent money, which is good because if you care about stuff like that, then that means that you need to make you know that this particular person, right, will get the job done. They won't charge too much because they're still somewhat new, right? But they've done a lot of jobs for people, so most likely they're gonna finish your job as well, you know. Then we go to other people, right? This is a problem right here, right? Look at this. This person is charges $37.50 an hour, right? $0 earned, all right? So it doesn't matter if they have 100% job success. They never worked a job yet, right? I don't like a person like this. This is a person I would pass on in a heartbeat. I don't care how good their resume looks. This is a person I will pass on. I don't gamble with my money, and you shouldn't either. They need work experience, all right? Let's see this one. This one right here. Bad job success rate, all right? This person takes a lot of jobs, doesn't finish a lot of jobs, all right? That is a horrible percentage. Think about it this way. 1 out of 5 jobs she fails at or just doesn't finish, all right? Nope. Not going to happen. All right. Let's see what else we got here. This one's great. Look at this. Graphics, web design, and Illustrator from Macedonia. All right. Doesn't matter where they're from, right? But the percentage of this person's job. So 97% job success rate. 226 hours work, 31 jobs. All right. So this person most likely will haggle with you. All right. They'll haggle. They'll be like, oh, okay, I'll do it for this much instead of my normal hourly rate, because that is way more hours than AK is worth, right? So they obviously haggled for certain jobs, right? They wanted to get their reputation up, so they did jobs for X amount of money, right? This guy earned $20,000, right? 22 fixed price jobs, 6 hourly jobs, 124 hours worked across the board. Web design, voiceover, Adobe After Effects, blah, 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 blah. All right, you see what I'm saying? And it's all because I asked one question, cover illustrator, right? I need someone who does covers. What if I said, for some reason, comic books? This is something you should never use in here, right? But let's just say comic book illustration, right? I never use Upwork for anything when it comes to internal cover I mean, internal stuff. But there are people who do it. All right. Look at this guy. This guy is in Spain. All right. By the way, people in Spain tend to be really skilled at drawing. I don't know why. It's just something that's normal over there. All right. But this guy is an illustrator with a whole bunch of skills and what's it called like that. His rate is 30 an hour, but look at the amount of money this guy has gotten. This guy right here has been kicking butt for a while. All right. So look at this. Homeboy got jobs, on-demand graphic artist. You know, he's had jobs where comic strip about computer programming. They paid him $5,000 just for that one job alone, right? You see all these jobs, political cartoon. This guy is all about making entire projects, right? And he's been doing it for a long time. So this is one of those diamonds in the rough that you randomly see in Upwork, right? But they show up very fast. You can see it very quickly. There's another one, children's book illustrator. All right, this is for the Dominican Republic, children's book illustrator. 7 years experience the cartoons things, but we don't care about how many years you have in experience. We want to know how much money you earned, how much your hourly rate is, and the percentage of this freelance job that resulted in a great client experience. All right, that's pretty dope, right? So this is the kind of stuff you need from Upwork. It's very good, very useful, very reasonable, right? And I definitely would be using this often, especially if I'm using professional services. So we're talking about cover design. We're talking about formatting of a book so it looks real nice and pretty inside, right? Special word art, stuff like that. Giving your stuff some flavor. That's what I use Upwork for, because those people are professionals. They're not people who are like inferior, just some kid at home who takes commissions. No, these people are like people who just do nothing but professional work 24/7. All right, so let's go back to the comment section. Oh dang, I messed that up, huh? I messed that up. All right, so I guess I didn't show you. Nope, I didn't mess anything up. I was just looking at this the wrong way. I was scared there for a moment. I was scared that you guys didn't see what I was doing on Upwork, but I kind of had deja vu when I was looking at the screen in the other page. So, but it worked out perfectly. So we'll leave that up. Yes. So Fiverr and Upwork are trustworthy sites. All right. They're trustworthy. People do a lot of work on those platforms. All right. Now let's go to a place that is basically a disaster to navigate, but it has a lot of talent. All right, but it's a freaking disaster to go and navigate. But I'm gonna show it to you anyway because why not? So let's go into it. All right, let's share that screen. Boom, boom, boom. So let's go to. We're in DeviantArt, all right? And this was the search term that I use, comic pages, right? People like making comic books. So when you look at comic pages, right, there's a couple of things you can do. First, when you look at it, it's gonna pull up every single comic page that was posted in the last X amount of time, right? So, or you could do it like this, sort by what's hot, undiscovered, daily deviations, popular 24 hours, right? But basically what you're doing is you're going through here and you're seeing which art style is your favorite, right? You say, oh man, you don't want to do anything that has something to do with popular culture. So if it's like Batman or Superman or something that's clearly like from mainstream people, you don't want to do that. But let's say this one right here, right? I don't know what the hell this is, so I'm gonna click on it, right? Oh, look at that. Look at this cool style. It almost looks kind of Disney-esque, right? And this is a page. Let's see what they say. I'm amazed people who can draw comics, even about perspective. I can't write dialogues, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's see what this person's actual page is. All right. This is all her information, right? She's an artist, hobbyist artist, and digitalist. Hi everyone. I'm a Russian artist. I draw random furry art, but on DeviantArt, I post mostly my fan artwork. For my pictures, I use Photoshop, blah, 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 blah. All right. Doesn't say anything about commissions here. And this is the problem that we have with basically Defiant Art. It takes a lot of digging to see if somebody does commissions or not. It just does. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when we're looking at Defiant Art, okay, I don't know what's going on here. He said when we're looking at Defiant Art, we're always basically trying to find a diamond in the rough or somebody that we know we can use, right? And then we have to approach them in a message to go and see if they'll do commissions for you. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. All this stuff is a lot of extra steps, but some of the stuff's really good, you know. Like let's say, let's look at this one right here. I don't know what the heck this is, but it looks cool, you know. Look at this one. This looks freaking amazing. Oh yeah, bottom line is, if there's a lot of likes and a lot of comments on something, most likely that person is very popular. So rates go up, all right? The more popular, the more likely their rates are higher. That's just normal facts. All right, so it so happens that it turned into a 2-page comic. I also went through trouble creating my own ninja. All right, so this is somebody who does this kind of art, right? Let's click on them, see what they say. So they are a freelance illustrator, all right? That's a key word you want to see. Freelance. Whenever someone says freelance illustrator, they do commissions, all right? Period. Finding out their rates is very different. Most likely you have to click on their website to figure that out, or they'll post it on their main page over here somewhere saying commission rates, all right? But this person does commissions. You can go look into their gallery, check out what else they've done, see if any of that stuff is stuff that you like, right? Like, oh man, I think that style's pretty dope. I'm gonna hire him to do my Action Kids story because that's the kind of cool style he does. You know, it really depends on what you want to do. But Defiant Art is very hard to navigate. So basically, you put a term in here up top. They're gonna show you a crap load of stuff that has a little bit of what you're looking for. You have to personally weed through what you're looking at to see if it's cool or not. And then after you do all that, you have to click on their page, go to their main page, see if they're they're doing commissions or not, and then you have to start a conversation with them to see if they'll even work with you. All right, a lot of extra steps, but sometimes you'll find amazing people on these mediums because these mediums are more for artists to brag about their skills, not necessarily to find work. You understand? People don't go on Defiant Art to find work. They go to Defiant Art to go and showcase what they do. It's like a portfolio for them. It's not necessarily something that's intended to find specific jobs. All right? So we're basically digging into their world when we go to Defiant Art. All right? And then the last one, and this is something you should write down, okay? This is something you should write down because this is a secret. This is a secret society that I'm about to show you. All right? This is called Lamasoft. All right? Lamasoft.renai.us. Okay? You see that right there? This one up here. Right? Or AKA the Lamasoft forums. This is a visual novel community. All right? These are people who do nothing but create visual novels. That's what they make. The rules, though, is simple. If the certain people have certain skills, and they have to post in their recruitment and services offered tab as I am an artist, right? They also have I am a programmer, I am a voice actor / whatever. They have all these different tabs where people post their skills in their portfolio. Now the cool thing is, people who have a lot of comments, right, tend to be some of the best people on the platform. So they're very high demand. They most likely will have a higher price, right? And they tend to be vetted more because a lot of people have talked about them. Then you have people who have medium comments, right? They have like maybe 10, 12, 15, 20 comments. That's perfectly reasonable too. In fact, one of the artists that I have, one of my permanent artists in my company, right, came from Lamasoft forums, all right? That's one of my artists, all right? So So this is very important. Let me show you some of the stuff that we see in the Lamasoft things. They usually give a description of what they do. So look at this. Professional anime artist for hire, right? All right, so he's telling you what art style they do. Professional anime art. So we click on it, right? And this is a forum, all right? This is the kind of art they do, right? Full body illustrations, CG illustrations. Look at that right there. Look at that cool style. This is secret stuff. This is secret society stuff. You guys are not supposed to know about these kind of things, you know? He said, but this is the kind of stuff you'll see here. Look at that. Clear pricing ranges. They say, hey, this is how much it's going to cost to do X amount of X, Y, and Z. Price is very heavy on project and budget. Please contact me with requirements and budgets. I will provide estimates. Thank you. And I'm sorry. What? Bam, bam, bam. Right? Most of the people in the visual novel community don't have a lot of money. So what happens is because they don't have a lot of money or whatever, right? What ends up happening is people charge them a lot less in order to get paid work out of them, because this is mostly for passion, right? This forum is for people making projects of passion as visual novels and then eventually releasing them for free, all right? So all the prices you normally see on this page tend to be basically prices for non-commercial, all right? And most of them will say that. They'll be like, all right, non-commercial rate is this, but if you're gonna sell it, you have to pay this, all right? So the price will go up maybe 50%. So instead of $35 a page, it'll be like $50 a page or something like that, all right? But still, dirt freaking cheap. Let's look at one of these really famous ones, right? Esther Funworld, all right? Esther Funworld. Artists illustrating for artists for hire illustration anime visual novel character, all right? This is the person, right? This is what they do. Are you seeing that kind of stuff right there? Commission info. Look at that right there. Easy to find. Commission info. Boom. So look at that. 4 out of 5. You said, I'm not working on a revenue share project, so no revenue sharing. This is the kind of stuff, the prices they're going to have for character design. That's commission info. They tell you exactly how detailed you'll get for a certain price. Cell shaded is this, smooth blending is this. Then they go deeper into the stuff. Well, rules. What else they do? You know, smooth bending type C, cell shading. Chibi, maybe you want chibi characters, right? Maybe you want to do this cute little Esmeralda crap, right? All these things. They put a lot of details in there so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. All right? Very popular person on this forum. Let's see what else. Let's see, background artists, all right? This is the person who does backgrounds. Look at these backgrounds. Look at these backgrounds right here. Are you seeing these backgrounds? Imagine having a book where the backgrounds look like this, right? You'll have to get 2 artists. So you'll have to get somebody who actually does the art in the book, right? But you can have amazing backgrounds like this. And let's see what they say the prices are. Let's see what other work they have. So look at this. All these different type of backgrounds they've done, right? These are just examples of what they do, right? But we want to know how much they charge. So how much would it be? At the moment, most of the projects are in pre-release, blah, blah, blah. They're not giving specifics on the price, which I consider a red flag, always. I like specifics, okay? Persona 5, so this is Persona 5 type art, right? You see that right there? Cool stuff. They might do backgrounds too, you never know. It depends on what kind of book you're trying to write, right? Maybe you just want a concept or a couple of concepts for characters. Look at that, right on the back. It tells you exactly how much it will cost. And then we got, let's see if we can find anybody else. Let's see. This one looks like he got a lot of interest. So let's see what he does. Boom. He does sprites, only sprites, all right? This forum is very specific on what people do for work. They don't like doing like a million different things. They do specific stuff like, hey, I only do the characters. Hey, I only do backgrounds. Hey, I do full CGIs. What you want to do is when you're looking for work for people to work for you, look for people who do CGs. All right. The reason why I CGs is because it's the full scene. All right, the full scene. That's the background, the action, everything that's involved in a shot, right? And you won't be able to get people to do comic books or mangas from this. But if you need somebody to do, let's say, a children's book or a graphic novel that's heavy on illustration, this is amazing for that. All right, so look at this right here. I'll show you. This person has a pretty decent amount of comments on this stuff, so I'd assume that people like his work, right? But so you see like CG commissions, right? This is the kind of stuff you'll see from this person, right? They do art like this, this style. Look at that. One character with simple background is $55. One character with complex background is $65. An additional character is $25. All right. They do regular illustration commissions, all right? So illustration commissions are basically they're anything. They're not necessarily visual novel specific. See, that's a character from I think League of Legends, right? So there's a League of Legends character right here. Look at that. Look at that. That bear's funny as hell right there. I like that one. This guy has a ridiculously wide array of work that he can do or she can do. I don't know if it's a woman or a man, right? But that's a person that you could probably work with, to do pretty cool stuff. See, more crazy looking stuff. Varies in style, varies in flavor, right? You never know which one you want, what you want to do with them. But he's putting up his stuff to let you know that this does exist and that he's very flexible. All right. All right. So that is it. That is all the information I have for today. Let me go ahead and get this off. Let me take a couple of questions last from the community, and then we can get that down. All right. So let's see. So thoughts about this course. This course is very different from the others. It went long as hell. We've almost been here for an hour. However, this right here has some of the coolest information about where to find talent, right? Because that's the biggest problem we have as creators. You guys have no clue how to find talent. The number one question I get is, hey, how can I find somebody to do illustrations for me? And I'd be like, you said, this course right here, and this should be something you should be giving to other people. So if somebody ever asks you, hey, I can't find an artist for my life, you say, hey, go watch this class that he just did on all these different platforms where you can find artists, how much you should pay them, how do you vet them and see if they're a quality worker, right? And all these other things, all right? Be honest, when it comes to, and this is for Gambit's question, when should we be looking to start book covers or illustrations? I say book covers can be started whenever you feel like, all right? Because it's part of your brand, right? It's the brand. So book covers / concepts, they should be done pretty early, right? However, the illustration should be done when everything's done. So once all your writing's done, that's when you start putting in work for the illustrations. All right, and that's just normally how it works. You have the least amount of hiccups. You won't be changing anything in your story, because imagine if you change something in your story and now you have to redraw 2 or 3, 4 pages. You just threw away money. So ask the question, poet. I don't know. Let's see. Cool Tool says, can we ask the artist to draw whatever you want or just buy the picture? What? Well, that question's kind of weird to me, but basically you should be trying to ask them to do something that they have done before. All right, so it should be in their style. Don't go looking for an artist and try to change their entire style to fit your job. All right, that's just not the artist for you. Don't even try to approach him. If you don't like that style, don't use him. You know. The Instagram page was Nubiamancy. All right, Nubiamancy. It's one of the other ones. I think another one is hip hop and anime vibes or something like that. I think it's hip hop and anime vibes and other things like that. So Lamasoft tends to focus heavily on manga and anime style. All right. And it's not going to be anything about comics or manga. It's more like just the styling of anime in general, all right? So you're looking at them for full page illustrations, not panels, all right? Most of them don't work on panels or manga at all. However, you might stumble on somebody who in their portfolio has manga pages, which is rare, but it does happen. If that's the case, shoot your shot, you know? Let's see what else. Oh, and by the way, if you do use Lamasoft, make sure to not mention me, all right? I don't want my cover blown, okay? I go in there and I hunt for artists whenever I need them, and I don't want nobody messing up my reputation in there, so don't be using me as some guideline. Just act like you're supposed to be there, all right? I used to be heavy into the visual novel community. Black Sands, the original Black Sands that we created years ago, that was supposed to be a visual novel, all right? So that's why I'm so deep into the visual novel community, all right? So they know me. They've seen me plenty of times. Don't be blowing up my spot. Dope Black Art is a great one, too. Dope Black Art is an amazing page to find artists you've never seen before, all right? Yes, and then JJ Jackson, he said that what they said was, I've always been told by comic artists you should be able to do any style if you want work. And the answer to that is bullshit. All right, that's total lie. All right, specialists get work. Specialists get a flood of work because they specialize in a specific thing. Think about how many people are out there looking for looking for workers. They're looking for people to do a specific thing, right? And you're like, oh, I can do anything really well. And they're like, no, but I want somebody who's an expert at this one thing, and I will pay them for that, right? So jack of all trades is the worst thing in the world unless you're cutting checks, right? So in other words, if I'm the person who's the head of the team, if I'm the person who's making the stories, I can be a jack of all trades because I'm basically a hole filler. I'm somebody who fills in for a job that I'm not already hiring someone to do, right? However, if I'm looking for an employee, I'm not looking for a jack of all trades. I hate jack of all trades. I never want to work with somebody who could do every style. I don't want that crap. I want somebody who dominates at one or two particular things. You know? So, so that's not something that you want to build your reputation as a specialist. All right, Black Sands, do you have any advice for those of us who have good ideas for our comics and can explain what it's about and what happens, but struggles with writing in it like the dialogue? Yeah, hire a co-writer. That's my advice. If you struggle at writing, right? There's a three system power structure in place that I like to use. It's called the world builder, the writer, and the artist. That is what I consider a team, all right? The world builder, the writer, and the artist. The world builder handles all the details of the world, the characters, the development, the locations, and generally how the story progresses throughout the entire story. So they do a lot of writing, but none of the writing ever sees the light of day, all right? That writing is just things to go and design the entire story. Your writer is the person who's an expert at prose. They know how to translate your crude and crude ideas into what we would consider a masterpiece. All right. So your writer is basically the person who's going to make your stuff very elegant, very prose heavy, something that can win awards one day, right? But they won't get any of the credit because you're the one cutting the checks, right? And you can make them a co-writer or a ghostwriter, however you want to do it, right? But since you're cutting the checks, you should be getting all the credit, even though you can't write for a damn, right? You're like, I don't know how to write. I really don't know how to write that much. I know how to make amazing stories, but I don't know how to write that much. So that's the scenario. You hire a co-writer or ghostwriter if you don't know how to write great dialogue or stuff like that. Get somebody who's really good at comedy, right? Get somebody who's really good at comedy to go and write dialogue. They'll kill it because that's what they're known for, making people laugh or making people have emotional impact in conversations, right? I'm more of a historical guy, so all my dialogue sounds like it's period piece. It's like period dialogue. Like this is how people would speak if they were in ancient Egypt, and you feel more immersed in the scenario when they talk. You know, that's my specialty. I might not be that funny when it comes to dialogue, and I might not be that mysterious, right? Not much mystery in my stories, but damn it, they sound like it's coming from general, what's it called, from the 4th century BC or whatever the hell. You know, that's my style. Any ideas on how we can get better? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. I get better all the time at everything, but I don't have any ideas on how to get better. You get better over time. The more you work in this trade, the better you'll get over time. Period. It's automatic. You can't avoid it. You're gonna get better. You know. The main thing is getting into this trade, succeeding in releasing your book, getting into the business side of things, and working. The longer you do that, the more you understand all the pitfalls and all the benefits, and then you just overall get better over time, right? You can go and try to take a course on how to get better, but there's no freaking point, you know? Just hire somebody to do the writing. Just hire somebody to do the artist. You could learn how to be an artist yourself, but really, why do that, right? There's so many things that people will say, I'll just do it myself. And all it does is slow everything down, causes people to have morale failures, and then they give up on what they're planning on doing for the rest of their life because it's just taking too long, you know. So I always say, don't try to do special training to become the best you can ever be at specific thing. Just go ahead and keep working at it, and over time you're going to be better automatically. If somebody else is doing the coloring, and this is for Cool Tool random videos, yes, they are considered an artist. All right, you don't have to brag about them being an artist, right? But they are still considered a colorist. All right, that's what the job title is called, colorist. All right, they handle nothing but colors. Do you know of any good co-writers to recommend? Absolutely not. I have no co-writers to recommend. However, there are plenty of writers, right, on the Lamasoft forums and plenty of writers on Upwork, depending on which one you want to use, right? The ones on Lamasoft is more heavy when it comes to writing about romance, all right? So if you like romance, if you like drama, Lamasoft forums is amazing for that because that's what most visual novels are. There's some slice of life, regular life romance, or what's it called? A lot of them are female, written by females. So there's plenty of writers over there that are looking specifically to write those kind of stories. And they're like, oh, you want to make an actual novel instead of a visual novel? Okay, I'll work on that, right? And they have really nice rates too. If you want to use professionals, you go to Upwork. The prices still aren't that bad because you can set your own price, right? So if they take the job, take the job, but you know exactly what their work history is and what they've done. Based off of that, you can ask for samples of their work from before, and if it fits, bam, you got yourself a perfect person to use. Or you could share revenue and just get someone for free. But the problem with that is I don't trust anybody, so I'm never going to do that anymore. Okay, I've done it before. It was a goddamn disaster. So I own 100% of every single thing that I create. All right? All right, answered that question, Cool Tools. Are there ghost drawers? Yeah, you can have that. It doesn't matter. You don't see. This is all in a contract. You can basically pay somebody to not take credit for anything. Okay? There's no law saying that someone has to be credited for something. If it's in the contract, you don't have to credit them for nothing. You have to pay them more, obviously. Most people would not like to have their stuff not credited for. However, let's say, and this is a great example. I'm gonna give you a great example. A lot of visual novels have sexual content in them, right? However, the people making the drawings don't want to be affiliated with sexual content, right? Some of them don't. So they actually put in their commission pages, they say, hey, I can do R18 content, right? I can do R18 content, but I do it under a pen name, or I don't put my name on it at all, and I will be charging more for that service. Do you understand? So they don't want their name affiliated with the content, even though they create it. So that's the opposite direction, right? You're like, hey, I don't want to credit them, but there are people out there who are already going out their way to not take credit for work that they do. They just do it for those risque type projects. So when it comes to yours, those kind of people will probably be like, oh, no problem if you don't want me to put my name on it. Just pay the normal rate for work that I have no credit on, you know? Okay, so Guts Mastins asks, is there a way to copyright written character concepts before we get a commission or a test? Well, your whole freaking idea should be copywritten before you start doing work. You know, and it's very simple to do, right? When you do your test, make sure it's known that they're making your character, your design, right? That's it. And because you're paying, you have the rights to that character, not them. All right? Anything someone creates, if you don't specify that they're making it for your ownership, right? They can technically say, well, I designed that character. So even if they make a whole comic book later that you own specifically, they still own the character because you never specified that, you know, the character belongs to you, right? So so just be careful about that, right? Make sure everything you ever do, whenever you pay somebody, you're paying them for the right to own whatever they create. Period. Period. That's what you're paying for. You're not paying for their hours. You're not paying for their time. You're not paying for their skill. You're paying for ownership of what they're about to create for you. That's it. That's the number one thing you're paying for. It might be truly terrifying, but it's also true. So make sure that you cover your butt all the time. All right? It gets real easy. It gets real easy once you get used to it. You're like, okay, hey, look at that. He said it's automatic. Now you won't even think twice about it. You'll be like, hey, I'm paying for the rights to this picture if you do a concept for me, right? Because the concept is something you're paying for. Second, if they take any money from you, they should be giving up something. You know, most likely the rights. All right, well, that's it, guys. You guys have a great day and have a great weekend, all right? Oh, by the way, for people who are planning on submitting their ideas on Patreon, what I would like to see is basically a chapter of your book, all right? So just send me a chapter or up to about 1,000 words of what you've written so far, your favorite 1,000 words, right? And I will check that out, okay?